So again, what you're seeing here is that negotiation process, and here you're negotiating on three different fronts. You're negotiating on what color, what shape, and what functionality. And again, it doesn't really matter what that happens to be. There was a decision to make it a little more fanciful, a little more fun. So talking about robots, who doesn't want to sell or buy robots? Certainly, I do. But the other nice thing about this is what you're doing is you're not only again having this conversation, this negotiation with potential customers. And not only are you building a bit of a business, and hopefully being successful to some degree, but you're also learning about the marketplace. And as anyone who enters a marketplace, you might have an idea of what you think the marketplace looks like. But it's oftentimes through these one-on-one connections with people do you start really probing out the marketplace. You can almost imagine a game like Battleship, where you're sort of lobbing some missiles into the ocean at random spots and seeing what hits. Same thing here. You are through this process of engaging customers one-on-one, you are starting to understand what the demands of the marketplace are and what colors are good colors and what functionality is good functionality and even what price points are good price points. So it's not only, on one hand, sort of engaging these people, but also it's really probing and learning about the marketplace that eventually you're going to commit to. And so as this game goes forward from this step, the next step after this is building a storefront and selling it on a retail basis, and then you're hiring some people. And one of the big ahas there, I guess that machine didn't work. One of the big ahas there is once you build a store and you get people coming in and you hire people, oftentimes your productivity goes down, not up, at least initially, as you have to train people and what you're very good at doing, which is what you're doing right now, which is doing a little example of building out the product. You're hiring people to do, and they don't do it as well as you do. So part of the learning of the entrepreneur journey is even when you get a little more established, oftentimes you take a hit of productivity.
Yeah.
The third part of this simulation of this game is then once you've been in the marketplace for a while, you can decide to build a factory. And building a factory is a giant commitment. Okay, well, let's look at what you're doing right here. This is some of the after-action views, as they say in the military, which is learning about how you did and your successes, and this tells you how much money you made and what your profit per product was, and also again how popular things were, which again is very important as you think about trying to understand the marketplace. It also does a nice job, again, there's a rich feedback here, but even having a mentor character is something that I always suggest for most types of simulations, is having some kind of personality, in this case a little wonky accountant type personality, I think your banker. But it is very nice to have a constant person who's there with you all along, and he or she can give you comments like, wow, that was close, or boy, that was a tough quarter, or whatever. So here we are at the next stage, and we're hiring someone. And again, our assistant's not going to do as good of a job as we do in building robots. So again, we are going to, things aren't all good just because we're sort of successful enough to hire people.
The assistant got stuck on the shapes.
Joe?
Yeah, hi, this is Joe Riam. I'm a game developer here at WebCourseWorks. And one thing I was going to say earlier when I screwed up on that other robot was how that more complex robot is more profitable maybe, but it's also easy to screw up, which means that you have to throw away the parts you've been working on, and it kills productivity. And I thought that was interesting with what you were saying about microcosms and that really understanding how complex some jobs are. They're not just linear in scale, that there might be some other issues you don't realize with having the kind of hands-on experience with the product. I think is really interesting that you have to do that when you start out, and then as you move on, you get to guide another character through your same journey.